So when you first open up Photoshop, you're given these options, and we want to work in the film and video option and select HDTV 1080p. Then create your new document. You'll notice these blue lines. They're sort of bleed lines to show where you can fit subtitles and action without losing to low resolution or smaller screens. So it helps guide that. But you should see a timeline because we've been working in the animating process. If you can't see this timeline, go up to Window. Go up to Window and Workspace and choose Motion. Okay, so once you've got motion, you should see the timeline. Okay, the next step is to go to Layer, down to Video Layers, and this time we're going to do New Video Layer from File. And I've downloaded these already, so I'm going to get the flying fox footage as the example and load it up. Now there's 10 seconds of footage here, which is a lot of time in terms of animating frame by frame. So what I want to do is just sort of have a good moment to capture the flying fox. I'm going to go from there. So I'm getting the end frame. If I hover over the timeline there, you'll see a little arrow that I can click and drag that to the playhead. And then I might go from about there and go to the beginning, drag it to the playhead, and it shortens the length of the video. If you need to get more control, you can change that in the landscape controls down the bottom there. You'll see that I'm pulling it left and right. We then drag this to the beginning of the timeline. Okay, so I've now got this short video of the flying fox. Putting my playhead back at the beginning, I'm going to go up to Layer, down to Video Layers, and in this case we're going to do a new blank video layer. Okay, so it's not from File this time. And very similar to when we were doing that fireworks exercise, we're going to get a paintbrush. I'm making my paintbrush yellow because if I made it black, it's hard for me to see against the flying fox. So I've picked yellow. And I'll zoom in just to show you. Some of your brushes might be quite big. We want it to be small enough to create an outline. So if you do need to change it, and I'll give you an example, some of you might have brushes like that, and that's way too big to outline this flying fox. So I need to bring it down. I had it about 7, which seemed like a pretty good amount. I'm on my first frame, and essentially what I do is trace the flying fox. And it doesn't have to be exact. There is artistic license involved here, but it's nice to get as close as you can. Then I've pressed the right key, the right arrow key, to move to the next frame, very similarly to what we did with the fireworks. And again, this is 2 fingers on the trackpad. I'm going to trace it. And again, and you just keep going through, tracing the outline. And this is what we call rotoscoping. So rotoscoping is grabbing video footage and then overlaying an animated version or painting over aspects of the video footage that you want to capture and essentially turning it into an animation. So you'll see now I'm getting a natural flow of a flying fox because I'm mimicking exactly the shape changes as it flies. And as I said, it doesn't have to be absolutely precise, but this is giving you a great guide as to what shape and movement needs to happen each frame. Now you'll see why I've reduced the length. It'll take you ages to do 10 seconds. That's essentially 300 frames of drawing. And if you think about animations that were done in the past, they're 2 hours long. You can calculate how many frames had to be drawn to do those sorts of things. There were sort of shorter ways at those times to do it, but you can see now I'm getting a really nice effect there. If I turn off the background, I'm just left with my drawing. And that's how to rotoscope.